Hey guys, Markus from SceneTV. We are down at the Adelaide Festival Centre today. We've got a bit of a treat for you. We're at Dusty the Musical sets and we're going to be speaking to Todd McKenney. Welcome back. You do know the traps here,
I do.
Don't you? Like the back of your hands, essentially.
I do. It's the first theatre I ever worked in.
Of course, you're back here for Dusty the Musical.
Yeah, we are, which is going gangbusters. And yeah, I started my career here in 21st of June 1983, and it's got great kind of memories for me. And the memories are in the corridor, literally, and photos and stuff of all the different shows that I've been in. But
1983, what show was it?
It was an Andrew Lloyd Webber show called Song and Dance, and the first half was a lady singing, second half was all dancers sort of telling a story, and it was sort of a little known Andrew Lloyd Webber show, but we played it for a year and that was what kicked my career off, and I'm still here. And the other great thing about this theatre is that a lot of the staff are the same as well, and I always think that sort of means that people are obviously happy to be here, but when you come to this theatre, you have the same people greet you on the stage door who greeted you 20 years ago, and the same ushers are showing people to their seats, and you see them before the show. So it's got a real kind of family sort of environment to it, which a lot of theatres these days, which are modern and new, and they don't have that feeling, but this one certainly does.
And since then, you've been back and back, production show after production and show, really, isn't it?
Yes, I've been lucky, touch wood, and I hope it doesn't finish yet.
And of course, you're here this year for Dusty the Musical.
Yeah.
Enjoying the role?
Yeah. I play Rodney, which is Dusty Springfield's gay Yorkshire hairdresser. And he's kind of camp, he's got a bit of a good heart. And what I can't do with a wig isn't worth doing.
And that
I know nothing about hair.
That wig that you start off with, that bit of a bowl cut going on.
Yeah.
That, right?
Yeah. Well, I just make sure I don't stand near any naked flames because it's not the most expensive wig in the world. I don't think any human hair was harmed in the making of my wig. It's so hot under there. I keep thinking my head's going to shrink from the lack of moisture. No. Yeah, but no, it's fun. I like being in a wig and I like having a lot of makeup on and stuff because it sort of is easier for the audience to not see me and see another character, and especially with the accent in this one too. I think that's important for the storytelling of the show if I'm not as recognisable as Todd, and a lot of people think in this show that I'm not even in it because of the wigs.
Major Dusty Springfield fan, are you?
I am now.
Music? You are now?
I wasn't. Okay. I mean, I knew the songs in rehearsals. When I heard the songs, I thought, I knew that obviously, but I didn't know it was a Dusty song, and that goes for a lot of the songs in the show. But now I've done a lot of research on her life, and I feel very familiar. And now I'm going back and revisiting. After listening to Amy LaPalmer sing the Dusty stuff brilliantly every night, I've now gone back and just started downloading Dusty's albums and listening to the original tracks, and she was quite something else.
It's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, I've seen a lot of young kids come to this show already, and you know, all of them are like, "Oh, I don't really know the music. I don't really know." But then they leave going like, "I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that."
I mean, yeah, I think that's the same for the older people are coming to get to remember the songs, and the new kids are coming to learn the story behind them. And I think that's one of the appeals of the show.
Yeah, totally. So last time you were in Adelaide, let me think. Oh, actually, you had your one-man show here just last year, wasn't it?
I did. I did. I did.
Yeah,
we sold this place out.
It's all coming back.
We sold this place out.
That was one night only.
It was one night only, and I was really chuffed because my manager, who asked me to come and do it here, because I normally do it in between 500 and 700 seaters, and this has about 800 in the stalls, and it's 1,500 with the two, and then it goes up to 2,000 with the whole thing open. And I was balking because I was producing it basically, and I just didn't think people would come, but they did. Thank you so much.
Build it and they will come.
Well, that doesn't always work. Sometimes you build it and you perform to your mum.
Closes down.
And that's it. But no, I sort of just, I took my manager's advice. He went, no, you'll do it. And I was really thrilled.
And did that go all around Australia?
Yeah, I toured it all around. I toured it on and off for 18 months, and we're putting another version of that show together for next year, and we're coming to the Madge because this place is being renovated. So we'll be there for 2 nights, and I'm putting together another show next year, which is a show with a Channel 7 singing celebrity, and we're doing duets, famous duets. So that's kind of what's coming up next year. And we kick it off in Adelaide, actually.
Exciting times.
Yeah, so look on my website and you'll get all the details.
So, career-wise, are you disappointed about Dancing with the Stars not coming back this year?
No, not really. I've got nothing but praise for Dancing with the Stars. Helen Ritchie and I, Helen was the other judge that sat next to me.
Yeah.
Her and I always thought that any time after sort of year 10 it was really going to be a bonus, and we got 12 years out of the show. So we did 16 series of it, and it changed my life. That and The Boy from Oz are the two things that really have changed my life, because Boy from Oz put me on the map theatrically. Dancing with the Stars put me out into an audience that I wouldn't have seen if they were not musical theatre fans. And then I think it sent those people who wouldn't have come to a show of mine normally, I think Dancing with the Stars made them come to see if I could actually do anything.
Can he do
so,
it?
you know, am I just a loudmouth bitch off TV, or can he do it? And so it kind of, they both kind of fed each other really beautifully. And I had a beautiful time. I made great friends on it, and I also fell in love with the mechanics and the running of a television show. So I'd like to do more of that.
Well, you kind of just ruined my next question. It was going to be which one of your career highlights, but I think that must be
I've got three. I've got The Boy from Oz. Closing night of The Boy from Oz in Sydney was just an amazing feeling. We had all these fans that accepted The Boy from Oz as a show in Sydney, and it ran nearly a year there. That used to come all the time. And on the closing night, from the front row of the balcony, they booked the front row of the balcony out, and in the middle of I Still Call Australia Home, these people, just these random people who I'd never met, they bought a giant, like that went the whole length of the balcony, Australian flag. So during Australia Home, when we were singing I Still Call Australia Home, they just unfurled it over the balcony, and then the whole of the stalls randomly and unrehearsed just passed this Australian flag over, and I got really emotional. It was just so wonderful to see an audience kind of performing for us in such a spontaneous way. And then during Rio, they did the same thing with a giant rainbow flag, and everyone got involved, and it was just incredible. And that Adelaide took to it. We got a standing ovation at every performance that we did The Boy from Oz in Adelaide. And
Todd had tears.
Seriously,
You must be Cancerian like me.
I'm not. I don't know what I am, menopausal like you.
How dare he? Hey, speaking of Boy from Oz, you actually.
I said three things. Let me finish.
The third
so
thing,
third
yes.
thing was, because that's to do with Adelaide. So there was that, Dancing with the Stars, and then the MC in Cabaret, in the musical Cabaret. I got to play that in Perth and Adelaide only, and it was one of my favourite things. And that was here, and the Adelaide crowds were the best crowds that they had on the whole tour. So I would love to do that again, actually. And actually, that photo of that character is backstage, so I'll show that.
I think we should go and see all these photos in a second. Hey.
Yeah,
go
we
for a
should
walk.
definitely.
I've got to ask you one question. Boy from Oz, you performed with an Australian not a living legend anymore, unfortunately, she's passed away, but Chrissie Amphlett.
Oh God,
you
yeah.
performed with her. She obviously played Julie Garland, for those who don't know. What was it like performing with her?
Chrissie, from the Divinals, all those years in the Divinals, she did a few things for me. Chrissie and I got on day one like brother and sister, and she's no nonsense, Chrissie. She was kind of wacky, elegant New York rock chick. That's kind of her thing, and she's seriously partied in her day, but she's kind of, when we were doing The Boy from Oz, she kind of was very settled but still eccentric, and I used to love her. We would fight like brother and sister. We'd fight over whether that colour was blue or teal, and it would go on for days. And she'd bring things in, she'd bring colour charts in and going, blue, teal, like things like that. Like we did that a lot. But then she did this amazing thing for me when we were doing the album of The Boy from Oz, which was before I'd recorded anything or even sung solo. It was so raw and new to me. They wanted to make the album, and I didn't know anything about a recording studio. And Chrissie, bless her heart, who had 2 songs to sing in the show, but not a lot, came into the recording studio with me, just unannounced, on the days that she didn't have to record, and sat in the back of the studio, and she talked to the technicians through the cans for me to get the sound right, because it was a world she completely understood. And I now that sound and that knowledge that she kind of gave to me, I use in my everyday life. So Chrissie for me like taught me my craft to a huge degree.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, gorgeous lady.
Should we go and take them all on a wander through the corridors and see some of these old photos?
Let's.
Not that old.
No, they're old. They're old. A little
Come
bit.
with us.
So this one here, Hang on, I was going to turn my music off. Hang on.
He'll be right back.
Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, he is
Sorry.
there, look.
Got Paul Simon on. So,
He's back.
sorry about that. So, where are we?
Here.
Here he is. So this was my first lead role ever in 42nd Street, and so I would have been 24 actually in that. And there he is again up there with Leonie Page, Adelaide girl. She's gorgeous. And the Wearing the Money tap number.
Was this all 42nd Street, was it?
The top half.
Okay, yep.
That one also is 42nd Street. So I don't know. I'd obviously found the makeup kit at that point.
And the boater hat.
Yeah, and the boater hat. But come and I'll show you.
Yeah, what else is there?
A middle-aged. And there's Peter Allen, of course, himself. We're talking about Boy from Oz, so there's Peter Allen. And Heather Blewett is this lady here. So, and Heather is responsible for this tradition that you have in this theatre of putting all the show photos up. She was an usher and then a stage door keeper for many years, and she was also a photographer. So she's the one that started this, and no other theatre in the country has such an extensive collection of show memorabilia as the Festival Theatre, and we love it. We love it, yeah. Wonderful. So there's this one.
Oh, West Side Story.
This is West Side Story. So this is 1994. There's Marina Pryor there, Caroline O'Connor there, and a number of other.
And then someone we know
people.
familiar.
Well, and me.
Yeah, there we are.
And me there. So I was playing Riff. I had a black eye in that one. You probably can't see it in the photo,
No, I can't see it.
this guy was the understudy, and he was on the night before. And there's a whole fight scene that starts the show, and he turned the wrong way and used the upstage arm and
bang.
So we had to close the show. I went to hospital, came back. That was the next night we had the photo. So I'm there with a black eye. That was a great production. It was Ian Judge's production. It was really spine-tinglingly fantastic. Big River, Cameron Daddo. Here's little Cameron.
Cameron Daddo. We just had him
Look
here
at
recently
him.
for Sound of Music.
Denny Hines.
Denny Hines as well.
Yeah. And this is what we spend our time doing, going and spotting everyone.
Picking your friends and the ones you've slept with.
And there's Denny again, and the ones I've slept with. I haven't slept with Denny Hines, but not through lack of her trying. But there's Denny again. John Stevens. Wow.
Yeah, awesome.
And Bert Newton's in nearly every photo too. I'll show you. And then this.
And look at you, certainly found the makeup kit.
I found the makeup kit on this day.
Now what show? Oh, this is Cabaret.
So this is Cabaret. So 2003, this is one of my favourite roles, the MC, and he was grubby and gritty. Oh, now I'm there too. And there's Grease, the last one. When's
Teen
that?
Angel,
2001.
weren't you?
Teen Angel in Grease with Bert.
That was only a couple of years ago.
We've teamed up together, yeah. Rob Mills, Val Lehman, B. Smith from Prisoner, and JPY, of course, Gretel Scarlett. Yeah. So it's a real trip down memory lane. But that's one of my favourites.
They put you right next to Rhonda.
Next to Rhonda Birchmore, who's
Fabulous.
well, looks more like a man than me, actually. You look between those two photos. Don't show this to her. This won't go online, will it?
No, it won't go anywhere.
I'll get Rhonda calling me at 4 in.
Todd, this was glorious. Thank you so much for the history, for the trip down memory lane.
My pleasure.
You know, Dusty the musical, all of a sudden that's just like taking off big, isn't it? It's going huge.
That's huge, it's huge. It's worth coming to see Amy LaPalmer's performance, if nothing else. The girl who's playing Dusty she just played Maria in The Sound of Music, so she's gone from playing a nun to playing a kind of dishevelled at times pop singer, and her performance is out of this world, so
brilliant.
Come and see
And you know what,
that.
if that's not good enough, come and see
me in a dodgy wig.
Yeah.
All right.
So, thank you so much.
My pleasure, thank you.
So much.